Ah yes, Incubus, a staple of the nu metal subgenre. Formed in 1991 in Calabasas, California when lead singer Brandon Boyd, drummer Jose Pasillas, and guitarist Mike Einziger formed a band in Calabasas High School. Later on, the band would add DJ Life as well as Dirk Lance, but eventually both of them would leave the band and would be replaced by bassist Ben Kenny and DJ Kilmore respectively. With a band history that spans over 3 decades, yes, 3 decades, including touring, television performances and awards, various different hit singles and albums that have become a staple to the nu metal subgenre, there are bound to be things that will slip through the cracks. If you don't know what an iceberg is by now, I'm gonna have to wonder if you live under a rock or not. An iceberg is basically a collection of information set from most known to least known. At the very tippy top of the iceberg is stuff that everyone knows. At the very bottom is all the stuff that not too many people know about. And with that, this is the Incubus Iceberg. Megalomaniac Controversy. Megalomaniac is a single from the album A Crow Left in the Murder. Controversy had arisen from its release because of the music video and its lyrics. The video shows images of Adolf Hitler interspersed with shots of the band and of many people who are either protesting or are helpless and victimized. As the video progresses, the Bush lookalike sends officers to disperse the crowd. The speaker's podium rises very high. Then it is revealed that the podium is actually a gas pump. The gas pump spurts oil all over the crowd, while the Bush figure's head is consumed by a bald eagle and starts eating people that turn into fish. People believe the song was anti-Bush, referring to George W. Bush, who was president at the time. Due to this, MTV only aired the music video on late nights. The band persists to this day that the music video is about corruption and the song is just about megalomaniacs in general and refers to El Guapo from the film Three Amigos. Hit singles. Most people know of Incubus from their various different singles. Songs such as Pardon Me, Stellar, Drive, Wish You Were Here, Nice to Know You, Warning, Circles, Are You In, Megalomaniac, Talk Shows on Mute, Make a Move, Animali, Dig, Oil and Water, Love Hurts, Black Heart Inertia, Adolescence, Promises, Absolution Calling, and Nimble Bastard. I had found out about Incubus through Wish You Were Here, and I think I was just listening to music, and then one day I saw it as a recommendation. Even though most people don't own these anymore, I have a big ass CD collection, and I have both Morning View as well as Make Yourself on CD, so that's pretty cool. Cali Rock Band. I think this is referring to the fact that the band was formed in Calabasas, California. Other than that, I haven't an iota of a blues clue as to what else it could be referring to. Science. Science is the debut studio album released by the band on September 9th, 1997. The acronym is a running joke amongst the band with no official meaning, although lead singer Brandon Boyd had said it's meant sailing catamarans is every nautical captain's ecstasy. Red Pants Guy. This entry refers to a live performance of Pardon Me done in front of a New York audience, which was released on a DVD titled The Morning View Sessions. A guy in the audience in the background with red pants can be seen jamming out to the song. It's pretty damn funny when you watch it. Dirk Lance isn't his real name. Yep, that's right, it's not his real name. The former bassist for the band's name is George Alex Katunich. He's been using the stage name Dirk Lance since high school. It was taken from an adult film from the 70s. He left the band in 2003. That honestly sounds like something that a high schooler would do. Pardon Me meaning. Pardon Me is a hit single off of the studio album Make Yourself, which was released on October 26th, 1999. The song is about feeling all types of grief and anger to the point in which you want to burst. You either want to be reborn in a fiery inferno, that akin to a phoenix, and become something more, something new, or simply just explode and self-implode. The song had come about after Brandon and his long-term girlfriend at the time, who he was with for 7 years, and they were together since they were teenagers, had broken up with him, as well as his grandmother and a friend had passed away at around the same time. He also saw a victim of spontaneous combustion in a Life magazine one time. It's even referenced in some lyrics. Albums post Morning View. Even though Make Yourself was the album that put the band on the map, Morning View is the album that most people remember when anyone mentions the band Incubus. They would undergo a slight roster change as Dirk Lance would leave the band in 2003 and bassist Ben Kenny from The Roots would join them, as well as their music would gradually change over time as they would mature. The albums after that are A Crow Left of the Murder, Light Grenades, Monuments and Melodies, If Not Now When, and 8. Played Ozfest. Incubus was a part of a star-studded lineup of bands during Ozfest 1998. They were part of the second lineup with Motorhead, Melvins, Snot, Ultraspank, Life of Agony, Kilgore, and Monster Voodoo Machine. Ben played for The Roots. Current Incubus bassist Ben Kenny had played for The Roots from 2000 to 2003, before leaving the band to join Incubus. He would be the replacement for Dirk Lance when Dirk had left in 2003. Chuck is Brandon's father. You know the older guy with the cool mustache standing apart from Brandon, right? Yep, that very guy right there. That's Brandon's dad, Chuck. His full name is Charles Mulholland, and he was an actor during the 1970s. Appearing in an episode of Starsky and Hutch, the Chuck Norris film Slaughter in San Francisco, had a really tiny role in Predator 2, and reportedly did some voiceover work for sex education videos. He also was apparently one of the original Marlboro men that appeared on the packaging. Every record. Not sure what this is referring to, but if it's referring to how many albums Incubus has sold worldwide, according to Billboard, they have sold over 23 million copies worldwide. Band name issues. Controversy surrounding the band's name would arise when they would do a show in the Philippines on July 28, 2011. A week before the show, an unknown group sent out a text message protest urging residents to pray against the band. Prayer alert! A rock band called Incubus is coming to perform at the Araneta Coliseum on July 28th. We must pray that this group doesn't even step on Philippine soil, so that they don't impart their spirits into our youth. Guitarist Mike Einziger had this to say: I've heard people were worried about us bringing our evil music to the Holy Land there, he tells Rolling Stone. In a certain way, it's kind of an honor, and I do very much treat it with a sense of humor. I find it hilarious that anybody would find Incubus demonic. It's like finding a cutting board evil. I don't know why. They create some of the most chill music you could ever honestly listen to. Incubus had made 4 songs that were used in the 2004 Xbox exclusive game series sequel Halo 2, with Flea playing on the bass. All the songs together are known as the Odyssey. There's the first song, Follow, and the other 3 are titled the blank movement of the Odyssey, like the second, the third, the fourth. It's interesting because I've never heard of this. I've played a little bit of Halo 2 as I owned an original Xbox, but never enough to where I actually paid attention. And around that time I wasn't super big into metal. I was just really a rap, pop, R&B, funk kind of guy, so I probably didn't pay attention. Big Pun collab / cover. Still Not a Player is a single off of Big Pun's debut album, Capital Punishment, which was released on March 28, 1998. In 2000, Incubus created a remix with Big Pun's vocals for the rap rock album Loud Rocks, which was released on September 5th, 2000. Stood in for Ice Cube at Family Values. The Family Values tour was a testament to how big nu metal was at the time. Incubus, Rammstein, Orgy, Limp Bizkit, Korn, and well-known rapper Ice Cube were a part of this tour. It went from September 22nd, 1998 to Halloween night of 1998. On October 27th, Ice Cube had to leave the tour in order to film Next Friday, the sequel to the 1995 Hood classic Friday. Incubus stepped in to fill in for the last few tour dates. The band is featured on the Family Values Tour 98 CD release with their song New Skin, and can be seen also during a performance of All in the Family on the DVD release. Old nicknames. I'm gonna be honest here, I haven't an iota of a blues clue what they mean by old nicknames. Steve Vai Sitar. The legendary guitarist, songwriter, and composer Steve Vai had once given Mike Einziger a special gift, a Chinese pipa. The pipa is a Chinese four-plucked lute that has history that goes as far back as 2,000 years ago. It was commonly used in court entertainment orchestras, folk ensembles, and as a virtuoso solo instrument. Steve gave Mike the pipa under one condition, that he uses it in a song. This famous and storied instrument can be heard in the song Aqueous Transmission, a single off of Morningville. Brandon and Jose did the artwork for Drive. Yep, that animated portion of the music video, that was done by those two and those two alone. In fact, they had spent 50 hours drawing each frame and putting them together, and they interspersed it with live performance footage. They did it as a tribute to a Dutch artist named MC Escher. Deftones collaboration featuring Adam Sandler. In 2000, Adam Sandler was promoting the movie Little Nicky, which is a depiction of the son of Satan and an angel who is tasked with returning his two brothers to hell and preventing them from destroying the boundary between good and evil on Earth. MTV promoted this movie through a special, which involved tons of different white-hot nu metal bands at the time, as 2000 can be argued as being the peak of the subgenre. Bands such as Linkin Park, Powerman 5000, POD, Disturbed, and various other bands would also perform on this special. The special included an acoustic version of Be Quiet and Drive Far Away, which was performed by Deftones lead singer Chino Moreno and Incubus's lead singer Brandon Boyd. Adam holds down the low end of the rhythm and kinda tries to stay out of it. Doesn't try to jab too much. Mike would help co-write one of Avicii's biggest songs, titled Wake Me Up. He'd also be credited as a producer for Death Camp and Two Seater, two singles off of Tyler the Creator's album Cherry Bomb, in a massive collaboration project including his wife Ann Calhoun, composer Hans Zimmer, Travis Barker from Blink-182, Pharrell, Liz, among others, to create the song Till Everyone Can See. The song is about the horrors of child labor and how so many consumers don't think about all of the immoral things that are done to children in order to produce the elements needed to create products for these large companies. Final Destination 2. Vitamin, a single off of the album Science, can be heard in the background during the death scene of Evan Lewis, where he is impaled by the ladder as he's attempting to escape his apartment. N.Vacuum. N.Vacuum is a 40-minute orchestral piece created by Mike Einziger. It was created after he had decided to explore more creative ventures after he had had surgery on his wrist to repair the carpal tunnel syndrome he was dealing with. YouTube footage of Dirk and Jose in high school. On a YouTube channel named Josh Morton, you can see that there is a video titled Calabasas High 1994 by Sam Rutherford, and it includes the names of various members of the Incubus band, as well as one of the girls who was in the video. The young Jose can be seen here talking to his friend behind the camera. DJ Life Controversy. Gavin Campbell, better known as DJ Life, was a DJ for Incubus between the years of 1995 and 1998. He was let go of in 1998 due to being hard to work with. You would think that would be it, right? But sadly, it's not over yet. It would go from 0 to 100 really quick. In 2003, he had met DJ Kilmore and spat in his face and was incredibly disrespectful. And over the years, he's made various different comments about the DJ, including threatening to kill him in 2009. This would lead to Kilmore filing a restraining order on DJ Life, stating that he could not be within 100 yards of Kilmore or else you're getting cuffed. Mike went to Harvard. In 2008, Mike would enroll himself into Harvard University. He would decide to study music theory, history, as well as science and biology. In an interview, he would explain why exactly he would go and study these various different things.
I mean, it tells a story.
Not exactly your rock star kind of stuff.
No, but it tells a story, like the physical world, things that we can measure and things we can observe, and all of what we see in nature. It tells its own story, and its own story, or the story that it tells, may not necessarily line up with what people want that story to be.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets really interesting.
Motocross Madness 2. Motocross Madness 2 is a sequel to 1998's Motocross Madness. In the intro for Motocross Madness 2, you can hear Incubus' song New Skin in the background. Audiovent. Audiovent was a band that was formed in 1993 in Calabasas, California. Throughout the vast majority of the 1990s, they would perform local shows until they would scrape up enough money to make their own first official album, titled Papa's Dojo, which was released in 1999. Still trying to ride off the success of that specific album, they would sign to Atlantic Records in 2001, and they would formally rename themselves to Audiovent. After they had signed and renamed themselves to Audiovent, they would release an album in 2002 called Dirty Sexy Nights in Paris. And while they would have 2 singles that would be fairly successful, such as The Energy and Looking Down, it wouldn't be enough to give them serious momentum heading into the next year. And unfortunately, due to infighting, the band would disband in 2004. When many people listen to their music, they say they hear shades of Incubus within their sound. And it makes sense, as Jason Boyd is the little brother of Brandon Boyd, and Ben Einziger is the little brother of Mike Einziger. Brotherhood. Brotherhood is an original 12-part web series about what it means to be a gentleman in the modern world, and it features various different celebrity male figures. The series features Brandon Boyd, John Batiste, Brian Mooser, Nick Fouquet, Jason Sudeikis, and Max Chow. Lizzo's favorite band. A video of Lizzo singing would catch the attention of a page called Incubus Updates. This page would post that video on their IG story, and it would catch the attention of the official Incubus page. The page would post the video up on their IG story stating, "You sound amazing." She would repost that story on her own story and say, "Oh my god, my favorite band noticed me." I can't lie, that's pretty wholesome. Smokin' That Herb Again. Smokin' That Herb Again is a single off of the EP When Incubus Attacks, which was released in 2000. Pick the Path. I tried researching this one and I have no clue as to what this is referencing. A-Team episodes filmed near Brandon's house. If you don't know what the A-Team is by now, I'm gonna say you're probably living under a rock or you're too young to know. But for those who are curious, the A-Team is a show that aired between 1983 and 1987, and it's essentially about escapees from prison who were once Special Armed Force Unit Army members, basically doing mercenary work to try to clear their name with law enforcement and avoid recapture. It was a pretty big show in the 1980s, and it's most popularized by its over-the-top cartoonish gunplay, which usually never leads to anybody getting seriously hurt, which is the funny part. Now, apparently a few A-Team episodes were filmed near Brandon's house. Now, how true is that? I have no clue, as the filming locations are set in various different places, and one of those places that the A-Team episodes were filmed in was LA. However, Brandon is from Calabasas, and his childhood remained in Calabasas. So I have no clue as to if this is true or not, but if anyone in the comments section would like to verify if that's true, that would be wonderful. Well, you made it to the very end of this video. This one took a while because of a combination of research and constantly downloading clips and all kinds of stuff like that, but you guys are getting it today, and I'm happy to be able to deliver because these projects are always fun to work on. I want to say thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned, gang. And as always, stay snazzy, folks.